Phasmophobia is a ghost hunting survival horror game that allows you to play with 3 other people. You play as a paranormal investigator that has to find spirits or evidence of spirits in several different properties. The way this works is that you start off in a safe house area where you're able to buy different equipment to take with you. Every time you complete a mission and you find out who the spirit is or figure out information about it, you earn money and experience. This money can be used to buy things, and these things can be added to your loadout per game whenever you go into a property. These tools range from EMF readers to cameras, thermometers, and even spirit boxes. Once you get started, you start off in a truck where you have a brief on a board that gives you the name of the spirit and general things that you should do while you're in the house. This part of the game is your preparation part, where you get to set up everything that you need to before the spirit starts actually roaming around. You grab any items that you need off of the wall, open up the doors, and the timer starts. Your objective at this part of the game is to go into the house and find the ghost's favorite room. This can be done using various tools, and when you do find it, this is where you want to set up everything that you think you'll need to use in order to find evidence about that spirit. You can use tripods and put cameras on them, you can use UV lights or anything like that in order to find this room, because certain tools in this game can be used to identify where the ghost is at that time. And this isn't just tools that you take in with you. You can find items within the property that will allow you to find spirits easier, like a Ouija board for example, that allows you to ask the spirits where their favorite room is. Depending on the setup time that you have in the game, eventually that timer will run out. This is the time when the ghost will roam around the property and can even hunt you. While you're investigating the property and traveling around it trying to find evidence, there will be occasions where your flashlight will start to flicker and the front door will close. When this happens, the hunt is on. During the hunt, the spirit will materialize and actually hunt for you within the property. There are several ways to stop this, like using a crucifix, which can stop the hunt from happening in the first place if the ghost actually materializes near to where that crucifix is. You can also use incense and burn it, but it does burn very quickly, and this will keep the ghost away from you for a short amount of time. This can be useful when you need to hide somewhere or get out of the sight of the ghost and you just aren't near a place like that at that time. The general rule when a hunt starts is to get into an area or a corner out of sight where you won't be seen, or even into a cupboard, turn all of your equipment off and wait until the hunt finishes. Needless to say, if you get caught during the hunt, you die. You also have a sanity meter which you can check in the truck, and you can take medication for later on in the game to increase your sanity. The way the sanity meter works is the more time that you spend in a property in dark areas and around areas where activity is happening, your sanity will start to decrease over time. As your sanity gets lower, the activity in the house increases. This will allow things like hunts to happen more often and put you in danger much more often, so you have to keep an eye on that sanity meter at all times. Every property also has a fuse box, and if you turn on too many lights at once, the fuse box will trip and you'll have to go into the basement in order to switch the fuse box back on. There are also spirits that can trip that fuse box as well, so you have to be careful as you don't necessarily know why it's tripped. Though you can play this game solo, it would be advised to play it in a group of people. It can generally be better for you to figure out whether a hunt started if someone's outside and they can tell you the front door just closed for no reason, or potentially have people in the property that can lure the ghost away from you if they're too close to you. Just try not to play with someone like Deadly, who likes to hide in bathroom corners. You also have a journal which you can check, which will allow you to check off certain tick boxes depending on what evidence you discover. As you discover more evidence and mark it down in the journal, it will start to narrow down what spirit it could potentially be. There are also events that happen which are just random and basically designed to scare the crap out of you and throw you off track when you're trying to find evidence. But once you've experienced these events, you'll get used to them and you'll be able to move on very quickly from them. Once you've gathered enough evidence, then it will basically just tell you what the spirit must be. Unless of course you made a mistake and put in the wrong evidence, in which case you'll be wrong. And once you're 100% sure that you got the right spirit, you select it and you leave. And if you're right, you get an XP bonus, and if you're wrong, you suck. At the start of this, I did say that this is a horror game, but it's kind of not a horror game in the way that you don't really get jump scared too much. And when it comes down to that, when you actually get found by a ghost and you get killed, it just kind of changes the camera a little bit, the UI disappears and hands come and grab you from behind. It's not really a jump scare, and when you do have it happen a few times, you get used to it and you're able to play just fine. That's something that Deadly is starting to get used to, though he's not dying as much because he keeps setting me up to get killed so he can escape. After a mission, you'll get a summary of the experience and the money you've earned, and then you go back to the safe house where you can set up, get your gear sorted, and go out to another property. And there are a lot of properties in this game, so you have a lot of places that you can investigate. Some places are a little bit easier, and some places there'll be a lot more activity, and as you level up through the game, you unlock more properties as you go, as well as equipment. This is one of those games where the more you play it, the better you get, the more experience you have in the game just generally from playing it, the easier it is to figure out which spirit it is in the level. And there are also custom settings that you can set up where you can do it in like a peaceful mode where the ghost is friendly. Though you don't get experience for this, it does give you a good idea of how to investigate without any risk of being caught by the ghost. Then you can set other settings like the ghost speed and make it move slower and make activity happen less often, or even lower the hunt so they don't happen as often as usual. And when it comes to the amount of spirits in the game, there is a massive list of spirits with different things that they can do and different ways to find them. So you may go into a property with a UV light looking for handprints or footprints and you might not find anything, so that narrows down the spirit that it could be to certain ones that are available. Like I said, once you mark it off in the journal that you haven't found it, then it will narrow it down on the list and cross out the ones that it can't be. I think one of the good things about this game is that you do have to go in and out of the building in order to get new equipment. And though it might seem a little bit annoying and tedious at times, it does waste time, which means you have to pick the right things to go in as a team at the start. And this is why it's great to play this with 4 players, because you have the ability to take in 3 pieces of equipment each, assuming you're not all carrying flashlights, in which case you have 2 pieces of equipment that you can place down and then go back out and get more. This means that when there are 4 of you, you can do the setup period within 5 minutes very easily, and then basically just look for evidence or see what things are found with the things you took in, or go out to the truck and watch the cameras like Deadly does. What? Cause he's scared. No, I'm not. Whichever way you choose to play this game, it is a really fun, interesting game, and it's something that if you like paranormal stuff, you're gonna love this game, and it's definitely worth getting onto it. Also, it is going to be releasing on consoles soon, so it's something to get into now because the player base is going to increase, so it'll be a lot easier to get into groups with people. So whether you want to play on PC or console, this is the time to get into it. But maybe paranormal games are not your thing. Maybe you're looking for, I don't know, working in an office kind of simulator, weird segue. If that is your type of thing, then check out Dale and Dawson Stationery Supplies video we got up here, which I can guarantee you will be the best ever office game you've ever played. Other than that, thank you for watching my video. I've been Lycan from Green Lycan Reviews, and I'll see you in the next one.